All right, here we are, Draft 2 on day 2 of the Arena Open. If you didn't catch the Draft 1 video, I'm currently 3-1, and the way this works is I have to win 2 matches to get to the money. 1 match gets me 1,500 gems, 2 matches get me 500, and then 1,000, and the big bucks, 2,000 bucks. So, yeah, we'll dive in. These drafts are always pretty difficult. I do feel like there's a pretty big difference between Draft 1 and Draft 2. The player pool kind of narrows into the really good players. So we'll see. We'll see how we can get it done here. I'm hoping to get, enough of a good deck to get 2 matches in, or 2 wins in. The way it works also is that, I can't drop a match. It's not like the first draft where you play at all 4, no matter what. If I just lose the first one, I lose the first one, that's it. So yeah, let's just hope to open well, hope to get past some good cards, and yeah, hope to just draft well and play well. We opened a fairly good rare, Bloomvine Regent. I like this card, so I'm going to highlight it. There's also a Zurgo. There's also a Channel Dragonfire. I would take the Channel Dragonfire over the Zurgo. Zurgo's a card that I've kind of come down and down on as the format's gone on. It's, it's fine. And I think, especially in open drafts where you have to get a bit scrappier, you're not going to get the super streamlined 2-color Boros aggro decks very often. You're often going to have to add more colors to your deck. But Zurgo's not the kind of 3-color card that I really want to be like, hey, off the bat, pick one, pack one. I'm happy adding 3 colors to my aggro deck. But yeah, Regent's good. I imagine green's going to be fairly contested. Well, we'll see. I think it always depends. It might be the case that people in this draft are Boros pilled and, we get a nice green deck. So just going to keep open to whatever. Nice that we get to take a good monocolored card. Ooh, we get past 2 really nice ones here. Wingblade Disciple and Rediscover the Way. Would have liked the Dragonfire to follow up these cards, but that's okay. So, I think I'm going to take the Wingblade Disciple. Rediscover the Way is the better card by a little bit, but not by a ton. And this card, at its best in, a Jeskai deck, a blue-red deck, but also just fine in green-blue, as long as you've got some harmonized cards to keep double spelling. There's also a Caustic Exhale, Involving Wilds, could take those. But yeah, pretty into just taking the strong monocolored uncommon here. I also like blue-green as a base a lot. I think it's really flexible. You can be multicolored, you can be more streamlined 2-color. You can be a little more, not always, but sometimes you can be a bit more of a blue-green tempo-y deck with flyers. I guess you kind of have that start here, so yeah, we'll just see. Okay, we get a pack with a Veteran Ice Climber, which sort of kind of has overlap with Disciple. It's, pecking in damage. It can mill cards that are good for, mill your harmonized cards and have you have more cards for your Disciple to be able to double spell. Fairly weak pack overall. Some green cards here that I'm not all that interested in right now. I could take Windscarred Crag. Yeah, that's kind of a giant leap, but specking on a land isn't the worst thing in the world. Champion of Dusan would also be fine. I think I like the Ice Climber, though. This card has fairly high upside when you can build around it. And, there's, Host of the Hereafter. I could take that. That's reasonable. But, yeah, Ice Climber, I think, has the highest upside. Ooh, and double Ice Climber. Interesting. Okay, so, there's a Unlock Wayfarer, and that card's just good. And plays well with the cards that play well with the Climber in the first place. So I don't think I should take a worse card for synergy purposes just yet. There's also a Dragonstorm Globe. That's pretty interesting. A land, a Snakeskin Veil. So what am I really trying to do? I guess I don't have too much of a plan just yet. I don't know if my deck is more controlling or aggressive. And Wayfarer is just a good card. Just basically good in any deck. I could see the end of the draft wanting the Globe a bit more. But I'm happy just taking the Scout here. Okay, and there's a Sage of the Fang. And there were some of these cards, in the earlier packs that I think we can kind of lean into this a little bit. I was saying in the early parts of the pack, I don't really want this. But now that we have Wayfarer to mill, Ice Climber, it's a good thing to put the counters on from Sage. I'm pretty into that. The other thing is the rest of the cards in this pack aren't phenomenal. There's Sarkhan's Resolve. I would play a copy of that in this kind of deck, sure. But yeah, I kind of like where this is going. If we're lucky, if we're really lucky, we wheel the other Ice Climber and some of those other Renew cards. And we can have like a sick blue-green self-mill aggro deck. Also, there is like a Snakeskin Veil or two. That's pretty good in these kind of decks. Okay, so now we see Sultai Devotee, Teamer Devotee, and Spirited Vanguard. Don't really want Teamer Devotee. Not really looking for a defender. Sultai Devotee also not all that appealing. It's the card I would take. I would take that over Teamer Devotee. And Spirited Vanguard, it's kind of more in line with what we're doing here, though. Just looking more like a beatdown deck. Sultai Devotee, I think is the card I'm going to take, though. Because like, it opens up the path for like some black cards to make into our deck. Okay, now there's Teamer Monument, Island Dragon, and Snakeskin Veil. So if we're doing the Ice Climber thing, Snakeskin Veil gets a lot better. Teamer Monument's just a card I like in general. We don't have a ton of reasons for dragons just yet. Although I guess that's not entirely true. Like, this cares about dragons, and Disciple likes the cantrip from the Island Dragon. And it's pretty good if we go down the slightly more aggressive route. And dragons are just generally pretty good, you know? Like, Teamer Monument, this could help us splash, like, a really nice bomb. There's a lot of Teamer bombs. Okay, I'm going to go with that. That's my deciding factor, that we might get past or open some Teamer bombs. But, yeah. Pretty close. All right, happy to take a Riverwalk Technique here. There's a Rugged Highlands, which would be fine to speculate on, but a good interaction spell is a spell I'm happy to take. And so far, I think we're doing okay here. Like, you know, would like a little more interaction, but curve's good. We have the potential to splash some stuff, and we got a Vanguard here too, so glad I didn't take the first one. Don't really want 2 copies of this card. It's kind of a fine 5-drop, but nothing special. I can see us also, like, moving away from the more aggressive stuff. We can still play these cards. Maybe the Ice Climber gets in there, too. Teamer Devotee versus second Spirited Vanguard. Well, I did just say I don't want a second one. There's also an Undergrowth Leopard as a sideboard card. I think I'd probably take the Teamer Devotee. Just, again, opening us up to the potential of getting past some pretty good cards. And Wingspan Stride versus Humbling Elder. So sideboard card versus card that could be kind of good in our blue-green beatdown deck. I think Elder's probably more likely to make the cut. Ooh, Snakeskin and Snowmill Stag Wheel. I mean, I'm not that excited with the Stag, I guess, but like that would be a playable card in a more aggressive deck. More aggressive green-blue deck. But I'm very happy with Snakeskin Veil wheeling. The other cards didn't wheel, notably, and Sarkhan's Resolve comes back. Like the other kind of countery graveyard, Sage of the Fang, Champion of Doosan stuff. Okay, so now we've got Formation Breaker, which is a card that I could consider playing in that kind of deck, too. We've got Teamer Monument. We've got Salt Road Pack Beast, and a land is like other good cards in this pack. Pretty weak pack overall. So how good is this Formation Breaker? Not great. Like, we've got Vanguard and Sage for counters, and that's kind of it. I guess Snakeskin Veil, too. I can see it working out, though. Like, I think I like it over second Teamer Monument when I don't have reasons for red mana just yet. And I've got Teamer Devotee if I do pick up a good red card. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, wish I speculated on the red card here, or the red fixing. So, yeah, we can kind of dip back into the maybe being the blue-green tempo-y deck that I was talking about. There's another Sage of the Fang, so that plays well with that. A Sagu Wildling as well. That's the more generically good and flexible card, of course. And Wildling's pretty good with, like, Wingblade Disciple, just having another 1-mana spell. Also sets us up better for picking up good cards in the later parts of the pack. So I think I'm just going to take the Wildling. Like, we're not so far down the path of, like, oh, this aggro deck that I think I want to take Sage here. Over Wildling, which also just going to be a pretty good card, I think. Okay, now I'll just take Fresh Start. That's just strong removal spell. Codis. Codis, honestly, is actually at its best in this kind of deck. If we are drafting this aggressive counter deck. Like, loading this up with counters is a way to make it not just a 2-1 that gets bricked by a 3 toughness creature. So, not going to take it over the Fresh Start, of course, but... Ooh, Sibsig Appraiser. Sibsig Appraiser, Opulent Palace, Caustic Exhale. I don't think I can turn down a Sibsig Appraiser. So I shan't. And the second one, I'll take. Also a Champ of Doosan, another Snakeskin Veil. Alright, I mean, it's looking pretty solid. Basically, I've left myself open to the outs of being more of a traditional green-blue deck with some card advantage, removal, flyers. Or if we wheel the good parts for the more aggressive Ice Climber Formation Breaker deck, we can do that. Okay, now we have a Sarkhan's Resolve number 2, a black-white land, and a Sun Pearl Kirin. Is there any world where this card makes my deck? No white fixing. Don't think so. I think we're just going to take the second Resolve. Good sideboard card. May or may not play it. This is interesting. Wayfarer versus Island Dragon. So Wayfarer, how much better has Wayfarer gotten? I mean, it's just a good card in general, but we've picked up a Sage of the Fang. Also, it's a counter card for Breaker, if we care about that. I do have a lot of cheap stuff. Although this would be a good upgrade to like some of the more aggressive 2s if we end up not going down that path. Okay, here's another Inspirited Vanguard. It's a Trade Route Envoy. That's kind of interesting. Might be better. Might be better than the second copy of this card. I'll probably see one more Envoy later, and I don't really care that much if I miss out on one. Oh, there's one. I do think I take Agent of Codis here, though, with the double Wayfarer, Appraiser, Veteran Ice Climber. And the other thing, too, is, like, we don't have to necessarily be one way or the other. Like, I am the aggressive deck or I'm not. Like, we can be, like, you know, kind of in the middle, where our curve outs sometimes have the potential to just kill them, and then sometimes they can grind. Ice Ray Serpent, a decent pickup, too. Interaction count. It's looking fairly light. I would like to pick up 1 or 2 more interaction spells. I guess the Serpent qualifies. Yeah. Yeah, another fresh start would be nice. A Piercing Exhale. Oh, a Piercing Exhale maybe not that great. Our creatures are not that high power to start with. Okay, Roamer's Routine versus Ring Strike Mastery. Yeah, I'll probably take the Harmonized card. Unlikely to play it, but also unlikely to play Mastery. Okay, Reclamation, a good sideboard card. Okay, looking for some power in this pack for sure. Like, our deck's solid. I can't complain too much. Like, good rare, double Appraiser, Disciple, which, mind you, isn't being too enabled here. Decent interaction, good early plays, some fixing to pick up some powerful cards. Just give me even like a Karakit Guardian. I was going to start listing all the good Teamer rares, but I'll settle for a Karakit Guardian for our Pack 3 open. Ooh, Champ of Deuce Wheels. That's awesome. Okay, that's very good for us. Another good card in the graveyard. Well, that's funny. I got my wish, but there's also a Sage of the Skies here. Interesting. Okay, so I mean, Sage of the Skies is Busto. And a better card than Karakit Guardian. 0 fixing to play it, though, if you don't count Saga Wildling, which, you know, we count Saga Wildling. We also have the Roamer's Routine. Jeez. Yeah, we have the Teamer Monument to already play the Karakit Guardian. That is a tough one. I think I'm going to bias towards the better card. And just kind of hope to pick up a little bit of fixing. But yeah, really close pick. Okay, Jeskai Monument. That's some white fixing. And I probably will take this and play like a mountain as well. So, you know, we can play the Teamer Monument. There's a Globe. That's also some fixing. But I don't think I want Globe over Jeskai Monument. Yeah, okay. Whoopsie. Didn't mean to put that in the sideboard. Ooh, Traveling Botanist. Very, very good 2-drop. Is that better than Sipsig Appraiser? Yeah, it's pretty close, I think. The reason it's close is because we already have a bunch of 2s. But again, like, this is a good upgrade to, like, Formation Breaker, which I might not play in this deck anymore. So yeah, take Botanist. There's also a Sultai Monument. We don't have any needs for black mana, I guess, so a little bit less interested in that. Rediscover the Way. Okay, so I mean, my current plan is to have red mana and white mana in my deck. But I also kind of already have a lot of this kind of effect, like just ways to see more cards, double Appraiser. I guess that's kind of it. Maybe I am overselling that a little bit. Undeading Whisper is probably what I take, though, with all the self-mill. And it's a 1-mana spell for my Wingblade Disciple as well. So I think I'm on that, yeah. Red-green land, kind of interesting as well. Okay, Auroral Procession, another Whisper, Bellow, Pummeler. So Bellow's another card that's decent with the self-mill. Procession. We're milling a lot, so, like, we're going to see our Sage a lot of the time and just be able to Procession it back. Yeah, I think I'm into that. I think that's pretty nice here. Our Grave's going to be very stocked. And here's a land. That's great. Temur Devotee. Yeah, just take the land. Sideboard card. Okay. Bunch of dorky Mardu things in this pack. All right. One more pack of new cards. And nothing too exciting. Agent. Don't really want a second one of those. Routine. Jadecast Sentinel. Am I ever going to sideboard into this? I don't have any cards that care about leaving the grave, right? I don't think so. Yeah, I might choose to play the second agent in some matchups. Oh, wow. Fresh Start Wheels. Holy crap. I mean, to be fair, this was a good pack, but... All right. Yeah, I got 2 very good cards from that opening pack. The Sage and the Fresh Start. Okay. So yeah, I think we ended up in a good spot. Good spot. Like, curve's great. Little bit interaction light, but that last Fresh Start there locked things up pretty nicely. We got some building to do, of course, but... Ooh, this is interesting, too. Snakeskin Veil. I don't want the Dragonstorm. I'm not going big enough for that. Second Serpent. I think I'm going to take the Snakeskin Veil. I probably don't play the second copy, but it's a good sideboard card. And there's a Cliffs. Yeah, Cliffs to make the mana a little bit better for the monuments. I think that's better than, like, Leopard or Goldkeeper. Will I play Rite of Renewal? I don't think I'm going to play a second Serpent many matchups, and I might side into this. Okay, Pummeler is a card I might play too. Don't need the second Celtide Devotee. Might not play the first. Okay, yeah. Good draft. Functional, at least. I wouldn't mulligan this draft, you know? So I said during the first one, too. So, let's bring it all out. Bring all the cards into the sideboard so we can build from the ground up. So double Fresh Start in for sure. Double Stibsay Appraiser and Disciple. Whisper. Technique. I said Technique, but I didn't put Technique in. I put Climber in. Technique. Double Wayfarer. Botanist. Champ. Wildling. Regent. Double Monument. Procession. Okay, those are the cards I'm playing for sure. So it gives me 16 cards, 7 more card slots. Oh, sorry. Stage 2. 6 more card slots. How much do I want to play the Snakeskin Veil? I mean, it's decent with Wingblade Disciple. Being able to hold up a man on turn 4 and play this. I think I want to play Sage of the Fang with enough self-mill. Looks pretty good. Same with the Sagu Pummeler. Climber, Serpent, and Double Agent are interesting. I don't think I'm going to play Formation Breaker. I'm not quite aggressive enough for that. Do I play Sarkhan's Resolve? Similarly, I might not be aggressive enough for that either. Like, I think the main plan of this deck is, like, play some stuff, draw some cards, find our Sage, cast and recur Sage. We've got, what, 4 self-mill cards? Just trying to figure out if this is Rite of Renewal is something I want to main. I still don't think so. Maybe bring it in post-board. Bring in Serpent. I think Ice Climber probably makes the cut. So that's almost enough cards. 21. I could play Agent of Codis. Oh, I didn't play the first. Yeah, I'm going to play the first Snakeskin Veil, I think. So now it's like Agent of Codis and Spirited Vanguard. I could also play Sultai Devotee to make the mana a little bit better. Because, like, right now, the mana base, if I'm going to play a mountain, which I am, it's like this. So mana's pretty good, honestly. Like, 9 green sources, 8 blue sources, plus our splashes. Yeah. So I don't think I want to play Team Devotee. Now revisiting this formation breaker. How good is it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kinda, sorta. Cards that have counters on them. Don't often count Wayfarers because they often don't get counters on them. I think the last card is either Inspirited Vanguard or Agent. And I think I should go for the slightly more impactful card. Oh, and I have one too many lands. Well, I guess my mana isn't as good as I thought because I have one too many lands here. So go down to Forest. Now it's 8 and 8 of our main colors, which is, worse for sure. I think still fine, though, especially with the double monument. Okay, yeah. Let's play this and see how it goes. All right, on the draw. The very funny hand. One that we cannot keep. I say as I think about keeping it. Okay, so like on the draw, meaning we're more likely to hit lands, can fetch a green. If Botanist survives, gets in a hit, more likely to hit a land. But then like we're searching for green and blue, and we can't cast the Sage. I think we should just maul. Also, this deck just has a lot of card advantage, so I don't think I should be too reluctant to mulligan. Gonna put back this champion. Wayfair. Nice to draw 2 drop. Boo. Sage in the grave. We have ways of getting it back. Sage of the Fang. Sure. Wingblade Disciple. Okay. Let's play Appraiser. See a Jeskai Monument and Spirited Vanguard. Take the Jeskai Monument, I believe. Yeah. We can like Riverwalk on turn 4, Double Spell on turn 5. Codis. Alright, good thing to Riverwalk. And then, if they just replay it, I'm probably just going to Serpents instead. Yeah. Ooh, Botanist is nice too. Get in. If you attack with Sage, it's probably a block. Yep. I'm not... Yeah, logic being, I'm not getting in anymore, so... Friends and damage so my flyers can do their thing. So we can go Disciple into Jeskai Monument. Yeah, I can't actually crack the Monument just yet. We need red and white. Which I could go next turn like Wildling to get the other color if I wanted to, and that also is a good way to have me double spell. Okay, I think we just do this. Monument, get the I guess white source. In case I draw Auroral Procession next turn, I can buy back my Sage. Alright, here you go, opponent. I will be chumping this Codis, I believe. Could also just double spell with Botanist plus Wildling, right? That works too. Alright, so that's a solid one. Ooh, Snakeskin. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, yeah, does that change anything? I think it might. Because I was going to just go Wildling into Botanist, but I kind of want to hold up Snakeskin now. Although they don't have removal, so I'm like, yeah, I don't think they have removal here. And I do want some insurance, like some life versus this, which they can make a 6-power Trampler. Yeah, what to do, what to do. Okay, I mean, I think the first thing we do is attack. They have some sort of stop here. Interesting. Okay, yeah, let's just go flyer. And the other thing about playing this flyer is, like, it's a flyer. You know, it's another thing that we can race with. This card, I've faced this a lot during this open. Okay. Play this. And it's looking a little bit rough. Like, we chump Codis this turn, probably take a decent amount of damage here. Now I can't crack my Jeskai Monument. Might not be able to double spell next turn. Oh, interesting. Didn't expect counters to go there. They're leaving back, eh? No, they're not. Okay. Well, we take 7. Jump here. Oh, wow. That was a phenomenal draw. So, yeah, let's attack first. Let's play this. I don't think there's too much risk to doing that. Okay. And should I Snakeskin here for a token? Probably not, because then I die to a removal spell. So we'll just say this is fine. They have +3/+3 maybe? Okay. Snakeskin back. Draw a card. Red source, that's nice. Get in. I don't think they have interaction. What if I leave one thing back? Is there a reason to do that? I don't think we should send. In my grave, sure. Okay. Game 1. Game 1 done. So, a few decent rares to worry about. Snakeskin Veil. Let's see. Sage's Fang. Yeah, they didn't draw too much action this game, I guess. Anything I want to bring in particular? I don't think so. It's these cards. No, looks good. All right. Yeah, just run it back. All right, another hand I will mulligan, and I won't think about that one for too long. All right, this hand's keepable. Let's put back the Pummeler. First start's pretty good against their threats, too, against the Codis. I guess not as good against Zurok, but gets the job done. At a cost. Okay. Let's just get this veteran down. Probably gonna be milling ourselves. Sage of the Fang. Okay, so get in. Oh, I should have cast Monument first, I think, here, because there's a chance I mill my card I want to go fetch. Hopefully we draw an island, or sorry, a forest next turn. Sentinel, okay. They do get a land, so they've got some action, or they just want to activate their monuments. Unclear. Sultai Devotee, sure. Botanist. Alright, didn't want to see that. Nilus. It's good. And yeah, we might have to Sage, or cast Fresh Start on Sage here. Just taking a little too much damage, I think. Also, I think it's probably fine just to block the Sultai Devotee. Do I want to take 3 and maybe Fresh Start their next thing? Yeah, it's kind of close. Yeah, I think we'll just take 3. Yeah, that's a better thing to Fresh Start. We didn't see too much from them that was good in the grave last game. So we'll see what they have now. And yeah, I think we're good for like another turn or two if we don't hit the green source, but past that, it's going to be a tough one. We've got 9 green sources, counting Teamer Monument. Okay, some action. Dancers, dead. Wingblade Disciple. Okay, yeah, I play that. We're going to take 5 here and then hope to draw the land and I can double spell. They can only cast Bellow if they tap their Sage. Yep. Makes sense. Mountain. Or wait, not mountain. Okay, I didn't draw mountain, but I drew an island. Oh, yeah, okay. So, pretty rough shape now. We can stop the 5/5. We take 5. I guess if we draw running lands, like forest next turn, be able to double spell. Oh, no, I can't even necessarily double spell next turn? Yeah, I won't be able to if I'm going to cast Fresh Start here. So, yeah, rough times all around. And they're going to make another 5/5 here. Yeah, forest a little too late. I can cast my Wildling. It's probably what I do. Game 3. If they put counters on Sentinel, lets them trade. If they put counters here, and I force to block. It's gonna be a 7 power. Yeah, I'm forced to block Sage, but that doesn't actually change too much. Yeah, okay, I think I'm supposed to attack. Okay, so forced into a jump. I guess I could have like double traded next turn, or this turn. Don't think that's that much better. Okay, so can we stay alive? We can make 3 bodies. Or play the Regent. Yeah, 3 body keeps me alive. Okay. Still not great trades, but we're alive. So, can't make the best value block. I mean, I could make this block and double chump. Keep my botanist alive. Could also do this. Yeah, this seems like a good block. Good one. I think they're thinking about where they want to put these sage counters, maybe? Or is their last card in hand relevant? Okay, make it 2/7. It's a big boy. All right, so we can go Regent. Counter on Regent to stop the 5/5 and stable. God willing, we're stable. Uphill battle still. Team or devotee. All right, that's a nothing card. Not do anything for them here. Island. Womp womp. All right, let's pass. They've got 9 lands. So they're due for some as well. That's a bad one. Okay, so now we have to rip. They can't double cast it this turn, though. Oh, maybe they can. Yeah, they can. Okay. Yeah, that is bad. Oh, no, they could have anyway, because the team were devotee. Even though I was saying it was a nothing card. All right, keeps us alive, and we can... Is it better to... Hold on, okay, so if I make this a 5/4, I trade with one of the 5/5s, eat another 5/5, chump another 5/5. Other option is make 2 tokens. Yeah, I think make 2 tokens is slightly better, right? It's bad against like a removal spell that kills a 2 toughness creature or something, but making the token just gives me a little bit more optionality. Okay, that's also pretty good. Yeah. Because now they can just go wide on me. So now I think I have to draw like my Auroral Procession. Oh, sorry. I was going to say Auroral Procession, buy back my Sage. That was last game. I don't even have my Sage in the graveyard. I guess Procession, buy back Wildling wouldn't be the worst. Probably not good enough. Would Mountain be good enough? Maybe. They might get a little bit squeamish about making an attack into the 5/6 here. I think if I'm them, I just make the attack. It's still a good attack for them. Oh, wait. I forgot about this 2/7. Yeah, I'm just dead, right? I mean, I guess I'm not just dead. Or, hold on. We go like this. Like... Yeah, I'm not just dead, but I can't make a good block here. I get to eat this. This is a double chump. I get to eat this. Yeah, okay. I go to 2. I get left with 2 creatures. Yeah, okay. And Force ain't gonna do it. Okay. Game 3. So, anything I want to change now? I've seen a lot more of their deck. They've got some big things. Some very big things. I don't think that changes too much about what I'm doing. Like, I've got most of my big things I could be playing in my deck. I guess maybe, like, Veteran Ice Climber out. Another 5-drop in could be interesting. Ice Climber is, I think, slightly better still. All right, come on, good hand. Play first. Yeah, good enough. Actually, pretty nice going Ice Climber into Sage. 2/4 unblockable Vigi. They also didn't have a ton of interaction. So, yeah, might just go the distance for lucky. All right, Sultai Monument. Snakes in Veil. Okay, okay. Yeah, speaking of going the distance. Okay, well, white mana is now completely cut off from us, I guess, unless we draw our Royal Procession. So that's slightly unfortunate. Okay. We've got Agent of Codis, Sagu Pummeler. The things we kind of want to hit here. We'll start milling them at some point, I suppose, but... I mean, Ice Climber backed up with Snakes in Veil. Like, it's a pretty good spot to be in. Nothing. Nada. Okay, Jeskai Monument, which again is not actually doing very much here. Okay. That's good. This kind of feels like Fangkeeper, the Sultai rare. Fairly safe to do this, I think. Yep. So gain some life. Surveil 3. Well, they're tanking on this one. They're really thinking. Okay. I guess their thought was, do I want to put Strock in the grave? Which they said, yes, I do. Sage of the Fang in the grave, 2, and Roamer's Routine. Okay, hopefully they just play, like, Mammoth Bellow here. Or, like, Crack Monument or something. Okay, that one's a little annoying, but I have the fresh start. So, not so bad. Okay. A lot of value. A lot of value in their grave. Alright, let's get in. No less still. I guess at some point here I should start milling them, maybe. I'm going to kill them on damage before it matters, I guess, but... Okay, they snake skin. I fresh start back. Armor's Routine, okay. Yep, set it for next turn, I guess. And Sentinel. They want the land on top. Oh boy. Well, that means I should probably mill them this turn. Okay. Alrighty. Does that mean they have life begets death? I'm in a bad spot if that's true. I guess I'll have wished that I started milling them earlier, if that's the case. Eshki. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we got a game here. Gain a life. That's a decent draw. So, reasons to mill them versus me. I don't think they're going to be that likely to deck. She gets really big this turn, by the way. Like, they go double counters, double counters. That's a lot of damage. I mean, luckily I drew this Vanguard, and I think we can survive, but I think that means I should mill myself. I guess that's why they probably wanted to land, to, like, double spell with that stuff. So, yeah, I think mill me is correct here. Not to put any more shenanigans in their grave. Didn't want those anyways. Okay. Do you have another removal spell? Ah, they don't, but they have Crater of Behemoth. Alright. Fair enough. I understand why you wanted the land. Alright. I think that's gonna do it. I do not think we can survive this attack. Can't put my my veteran in there, right? Yeah, okay. GG's. Well, that's the end of the run. Still ended up pretty happy with everything, all things considered. But yeah, like I said, I was pretty happy with the deck. We did run into some mana issues. Like, I'm not saying like variance wise, but there was that game where I didn't have the green source, and that's a kind of a cost they pay of having only 8 green sources in my lands. There was the kind of sketchiness with the Jeskai Monument that I couldn't activate. So, it wasn't just like, that's the way the game broke. Like, I think there were some calculated risks I took, but they kind of broke the wrong way, basically. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. I had fun. I always have fun playing these opens, even if, don't end up cashing them. So, if you enjoyed this little run, this little series, you consider a like, follow, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.